Hi everyone, my name is Adina Umar and I had the privilege to be selected as the climate warrior under the CM Climate Internship Program. So under this program, I was been working in the CPTC department under the EPCCD that have been working for the environment and climate action. So while working in this department, I learned a lot of things regarding the policy, how the climate dynamics works, how real world problems are being solved at higher levels. So this was quite challenging as well. But other than that, we have also been assigned a capstone project, so which seems very overwhelming and quite difficult at the start. But as we were working in the office, we started learning new things, and we got familiar with climate dynamics. It became easier by time. So we have to develop a project that can solve the real world problem, not just a waste report. At first, I had no idea what to choose because there are a lot of climate and a lot of environmental issues all around us. There is a water issue, there is air pollution, there is land pollution, and many more. So it was really difficult to go after one problem and then find a solution for it. But there was one problem that was bugging into my mind, and that was the plastic waste. So as per the plastic waste, we know that Pakistan generates 3.3 million ton of plastic every year, and if you look at the global dynamics, like less than 9% of plastic is being recycled all over the world. Other ends up in landfills, incinerators, and stuff like that. So it was really a big problem. We all know that plastic is harmful. It do not degrade. It cause pollution. It cause harmful effects to ecosystem. But there's not a solution like how we can tackle all of this. We all know about the problem, but no one is mainly focusing on how to solve it. So that was the problem that arises into mind, and then I started working towards it. Plastic pollution has become one of the serious environmental challenges in the world. Every year, 400 million tons of plastics is produced globally, and significant was thrown into the landfill, river, and ocean. According to reports, millions of marine animals are affected by plastic pollution annually, and microplastics are now even entering our foods and airways. However, this issue is not limited to international level only. Plastic pollution is becoming increasingly visible in our local community, as shown in these pictures of the nearby areas. Improperly discarded plastic waste can be seen scattered across open spaces surrounding the excessive use of single-use plastic. Poor waste disposal practices and lack of awareness continues to worsen the environmental conditions. Every journey begins with a single step. Mine began here at the Climate Policy and Technology Center, where I joined the Climate Leadership Internship. At point, I had no idea walking through these doors would eventually lead. Every morning started the same, checking in, sitting on my desk, preparing another day and of learning. But every day brought something new, from different policy discussion to environmental research. Alongside the internship, we were also given the capstone project. At first, the idea was developing an innovation felt overwhelming. How do we come up with something new? This question stayed with us for with quite few time. I began discussing environmental challenges with my colleagues. Conversation began climate policy, air pollution, plastic waste. There are countless problems, each demanding their own attention. So this question keep bugging into my mind, and I started looking into it, like how we can solve this problem at Punjab district level. So I keep searching on it, Google Scholar, different articles, UNEP website, and everything. And then I found a concept that is circular economy concept. So basically it's a very different concept from our linear economy concept, that is the total take, make, and break thing. So in the circular economy, you basically take the thing and then you reusing the material again and again for so that your resources will stay in balance, and the material is being stay in your procedures and processes for as long as it can. So this seems like a great idea to use the plastic, as it is non-biodegradable, right? This is where I started brainstorming, exploring different ideas, questioning existing system, try to understand where Punjab actually stood when it comes to the plastic waste management. I researched my journey of Chill Begin and spent days reading journal articles, international reports, government policies, and case studies to explore what we can do, how we can implement the circular economy in our project, in our district to solve this problem. So I explore platforms like Google Scholar, UNDP, European Union website, and OECD website to get the insight and to understand the concept better. Now we have the idea of circular economy, and I searched about it. We do have a product like Eco Bricks, we have a construction pipes and stuff like that. But then there's a question arises that can Punjab do it? Can Punjab is capable of doing this at a larger level? Because we need a facility, we need we need a machinery, and we need a lot of money for it. So while searching for it, I found a facility, that is AT Waste Management, that is already doing this. So it is really fascinating as well to find out that somewhere in Punjab we are actually practicing this technique. So I contacted them and I told them about my project, and allow me to visit their facility. I went there, I took some pictures, learned about the circular economy concept in really detail. But despite the challenges, sustainable solutions do exist. One of the most effective approach is the concept of circular economy. Unlike the traditional use and throw system, a circular economy focuses on the reducing, recycling and repurposing the material back into the production cycle. So instead of single-use plastic is being thrown, it is being transformed into the new product. To understand this solution practically, I visited and inspected the plastic waste management system at AT Waste Management Company. During the visit, I observed how plastic waste is being collected and is sorted, processed, and transformed into the construction pipe. This process gives discarded plastic a second life, which reducing the amount of waste entering the environment. It is a powerful example of how innovation and economy can work together to create a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable future. I learned in that facility was that they were collecting the plastic waste from scavengers, and then they were sorting that plastic into HDPE and LDPE. Then they were sorting that plastic from like different color coding schemes, and then they were passing that plastic from the granulation machine. Then there was extrusion, and their final product were the plastic pipes that were construction plastic pipes. So this seems like a really great idea. And other Standing in front of the finished product, I noticed something that none of the research paper had mentioned. The recycled pipe looked exactly like any ordinary pipe. There were no way to know where it came from, where it made of, and how much recycled material is actually used. The moment changed the direction of my entire project, and I started working again. So this seems like a complete project, right? But standing there, I realized that if someone came to me and give me that product, so how am I able to get to know what material they are using in that product, how I can verify the credibility of that product? So that question arises, and that become my innovation part. The concept of the digital product passport was being introduced in a UO sustainability concept as well. So we can adopt that as well. We can laser down the QR code onto the product, and then we can get all the information about it. So this was one of the innovative part that I would love to add into that circular economy thing, and then this can become a really good innovative thing. So other things and the future recommendation I can suggest would be that we can do a full life cycle assessment. We can also like introduce Punjab hubs to collect waste effectively, because as I told earlier that they were getting the waste from the scavengers. So rather than doing that, we can create plastic collecting hubs in every district, and then we can transport them to the facilities. So after several discussions and researches, here we are. Turning this idea into a complete capstone wasn't easy. It involved weeks of research, countless revisions, literature review, observations, and technical writing. Every chapter represents another lesson learned throughout this journey. So here is the complete presentable product where we can know about the circular economy, how we implemented the project, how much facilities already doing, what innovation we can add into our process to make it more efficient. Presenting the final project was more than just sharing a report. It was sharing months of learning, curiosity, and growth. Looking back, the project wasn't only about plastic waste, it was about learning how to identify a real world problem, validate it through research, and develop a practical solution that we can implement for our Punjab. This experience taught me that innovation does not always begin in labs. Sometimes it begins in a simple question. Something it began with observation. I hope this project contributed very small towards a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable Pakistan.